Welcome to American National Women Speak. My name is Deacon Mary Hurley. The American National Catholic Church is an independent jurisdiction that embraces Catholic tradition while maintaining an inclusive approach. We provide a welcoming environment for individuals who seek a faith community that honors the teaching of the Catholic Church, but with a focus on social justice, diversity, and equality. The ANCC emphasizes inclusivity in ministry, offering full participation to women and LGBTQ+ individuals, and is committed to serving the spiritual needs of its members. And now, today's reflection.
Thanks for tuning in today. My name is Marianne Lloyd, and I'm a parishioner at St. Francis of Assisi American National Church in Glen Ridge, New Jersey. I hope your Lent has been a good one so far. We are just about at the halfway point, so if you had some ideas or notions and you forgot that you had them, it's still plenty of time to get moving. Today, I'm going to center my remarks around the responsorial psalm for this week, which is Taste and See the Goodness of the Lord. Now, in my day job, I'm a cognitive psychologist. I study memory, so I get really excited whenever I see things that involve stuff from my field. So tasting and seeing are two of our senses, and I think calling those out is a good choice because 90% of our brains do something that has to do with vision, and tasting can be a really powerful evoker of memories, right? So if we want to experience the goodness of the Lord, using tasting and seeing would be top choices in my book. So, what does it mean to taste and see the goodness of the Lord? The first reading starts with a really concrete example of this. The Israelites are tasting and seeing the Lord's goodness because of the manna that's being provided for them. This is clearly something to taste and something you could see, but it's not a permanent deal, right? They say that after the Passover, they moved from dealing with the yields that were part of the land of Canaan, where they ended up, also known as the Promised Land. So in that sense, they're continuing to taste and see the goodness of the Lord when the Lord kept good on that promise of the Promised Land. When we move to the second reading, it's a little less concrete. So I'm going to read a quote from that. It says, God was reconciling the world to himself in Christ, not counting their trespasses against them, and entrusting to us the message of reconciliation. So we are ambassadors for Christ, as if God were appealing through us. So I see this goodness that's happening in two ways. The forgiveness that we're freely given and our responsibility to bring it to others, right? So we can take a role in helping others to taste and see the goodness of the Lord, a big part of which is the idea of forgiveness. So this responsibility and that grace, I think, can make this gospel a tough one sometimes. So I'm guessing if you're watching the Lent reflection, this is not the first time you've heard about the Prodigal Son. And if you have a personality like mine, it can feel like, for real, I'm really supposed to buy this one? Now I'm someone for whom that response can first be about the kind of older, responsible brother. I was definitely a goody two-shoes older sister. So, there are times that I hear this gospel and I'm like, wow, really? We're going to celebrate the person that went out and engaged in shenanigans and goings on? But yes, we are. In fact, we're told in that second reading, right, we need to really dig back into that line about not counting their trespasses against them, right? That was part of the second reading today. And when we say the Our Father, there's the line, as we forgive those who trespass against us. For me personally, that's a really meaningful line because it was one of the things my mother talked to me about in her final hours before her death, that she felt that we really focused on the first part, forgive me, and forgot the second part, forgive those who trespass against us. Now, for some of you, though, rather than feeling that kind of righteousness of the older brother, maybe you feel a little questioning about the second person, the child, the prodigal son who returns. Right? So there are times when we are the ones being celebrated and need that forgiveness. So are we really comfortable with this idea that the Lord is going to give that so freely with such joy in delight that we've returned? That can feel a little uncomfortable too sometimes. What if you're already forgiven for all that, as Nadia Bolz-Weber says? So this week, I'd like to encourage you to try to think about the times when you're both of the children in today's gospel. How can you be more gracious with the people in your life that have had a harder time staying the course when you've stayed on it the whole time? And how can you trust more in the goodness of the Lord to truly allow you to taste and see it when you need that forgiveness? So my prayer for all of you listening this week is for you to be able to truly taste and see the goodness of the Lord in both yourself and in those you encounter. Thank you.